December 11th, 2014, from Edward Jones Dome in St. Louis, Missouri. It was Thursday night football between the Arizona Cardinals and the St. Louis Rams in this NFC West Division rivalry matchup. So the Cardinals won the toss. They elected to receive, so they would start off with the ball on their own 15. But after 4 plays, they would end up punting from their own 35. So now the Rams would get the ball, and they'd start off at midfield on their own 45. And they'd end up getting into Arizona territory when on 3rd and 11 from the 44, Shaun Hill hit Cunningham for a 19-yard reception and a first down that made it first down on the 37. Shaun Hill then went to Harkey for a 21-yard reception. It was now a first down in the red zone for the Rams on the Arizona 16. Then on 2nd and 10 from the 16, Shaun Hill hit Cook, the tight end, for a 9-yard reception. That made it 3rd and 1 on the 7. But then Cunningham ran for no gain, and out would come Zuerlein to kick a 24-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, and the Rams were on the scoreboard first with the score St. Louis 3, Arizona nothing. So now the Cardinals would start off with the ball with it on their own 20 with 7 minutes left in the first. On 3rd and 6 from the 24, Stanton dropped back to pass, and he hit Larry Fitzgerald for a 7-yard reception and a first down at the 31. Then a penalty against the offense, holding, would move them back to the 21. They were on the 31. And then they would end up punting from the 39. So now the Rams would take over with 2 minutes left in the first on their own 19. But on first down, Tre Mason fumbled the ball. It was recovered by Larry Foote. It was Frosty Rucker, ended up forcing the fumble. So now Arizona had the ball on the St. Louis 27 as they would start this possession in field goal range with less than 2 minutes left in the first. And on 3rd and 4 from the 21, Williams ran on an end around for 11 yards and the first down that brought the first quarter to the close with the score St. Louis 3, Arizona 0. So now to begin the second quarter, the Cardinals had the ball on the St. Louis 10-yard line, 1st and goal. Stanton hit Williams for a 5-yard pass, then no gain on a run by Williams, and then an incomplete pass would bring out Chandler Catanzaro to attempt a 23-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, and this game was tied at 3 apiece. So now the Rams would take over with about 13 and a half minutes left before halftime. They would end up picking up they picked up a first down, but after 5 plays, they punted the ball from their own 40. So now the Cardinals would get the ball with less than 11 minutes left in the second quarter. They had it on their own 15, and on first down, Stanton with the Floyd. And Floyd picked up 49 yards in the first down that brought the ball across midfield and into field goal range on the St. Louis 36. Then on 3rd and 1 from the 27, Hausler picked up a first down with a 1-yard run. They made it a first down on the 26 for the Cardinals of St. Louis. But then 3 straight incomplete passes would bring out Chandler Catanzaro to attempt a 44-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, and now the Cardinals were in the lead by 3 points with the score Arizona 6, St. Louis 3. So now the Rams would take over on their own 26 with about 8 minutes, a little over 8 minutes left before halftime. But after picking up a first down, they would end up punting the ball from the 45. So after 4 plays, they would punt it back to Arizona. Arizona now had the ball with less than 7 minutes left before halftime. They had it on their own 12-yard line. Then Williams ran for 8 yards and then another 6 yards. Now it was first down on the 26. And on 3rd and 10 from the 26, Stanton hit Larry Fitzgerald for a 16-yard reception and a first down that brought the ball to the Arizona 42. But then they would end up punting from the 45. So now the Rams would take over with about 3 minutes left before halftime, backed up against their own end zone on their own 7-yard line. On 3rd and 4 from the 13, Shaun Hill hit Kendricks for a 10-yard reception and a first down that brought the ball to the 23. Hill then went to Stedman Bailey for a 14-yard pass and a first down on the 37. Then on 3rd and 1 from the 46, Hill went to Kenny Britt. He picked up 5 yards and the first down that brought the ball across midfield into Arizona territory on the 49. But then they would end up punting from their own 49 as they ended up losing a couple yards on first down, and a couple incomplete passes brought out the punting unit. So now the Cardinals would get the ball, and they would take a knee, and this game went to halftime. So the score at halftime was Arizona 6, St. Louis 3. So now the Rams would get the ball first to start off the second half, and they would go 3 and out on their first possession of the second half. So now the Cardinals would get the ball with about 13 and a half minutes left in the third, and they would go 3 and out on their first possession of the second half as well. So a pair of 3 and outs to start the second half in the third quarter. And the Rams now had the ball with less than 12 minutes left on the clock in the third, and they would go 3 and out. On 3rd and 10, Shaun Hill was sacked for a 5-yard loss by Larry Foote. Out came the punting unit. A false start moved them back even further. And so after 3 plays, they actually lost 8 yards and would punt from their own 3. So they were literally punting from their own end zone. There would end up being a holding penalty against Arizona on the punt return. And Arizona would end up starting off on their own 30 with this possession with less than 11 minutes on the clock in the third. Then on 3rd and 4 from the 36, an incomplete pass, but there was pass interference. So now it would be a first down all the way on the St. Louis 28. So a huge pass interference call gives the Cardinals the ball in field goal range when they were in their own territory. And so then they end up losing 3 yards on first down. And on 2nd and 13 from the 31, Drew Stanton was sacked by the rookie Aaron Donald. And he actually took Drew Stanton out the game. Hopefully he's all right. But he was done for this game on Thursday night. And in would come Lindley. And he was now behind center. He threw a pass to Floyd. He picked up 6 yards. But that wouldn't be enough for the first down. And out would come Chandler Catanzaro, who is the hero of the day for Arizona. He came out to attempt a 51-yard field goal. It was up. It was good. The Cardinals extended their lead to 6 with the score now Arizona 9, St. Louis 3. So now the Rams would get the ball, and they would end up going 3 and out once again, now for the second time in this half. Actually, the third time. Their third straight 3 and out of the second half. And so they would punt it from the 29. So now the Cardinals had the ball with 6 minutes still on the clock in the third. They were starting off on their own 23. Williams then ran for 19 yards and a first down to bring it to the 42. But then they would end up punting from their own 41. Actually, there was an interception that was called an incomplete pass on 3rd down. But either way, they would punt from the 41. So now the Rams would get the ball on their own 19 with about a little over 4 minutes left in the third. And on first down, Shaun Hill dropped back to pass, and he was sacked by Frosty Rucker. There was even a holding penalty against the Rams, but it was declined by the Cardinals. And so that would make it 2nd and 23. And then they would end up going 3 and out. They did pick up 10 yards of the pass to Britt, but they wouldn't get the first down. And so the 4th consecutive 3 and out to start the second half for the Rams, as the Cardinals defense was dominating here in the third quarter. So now with 3 minutes left still in the third, the Cardinals would get the ball at their own 43. But they would end up punting after 4 plays. They actually did pick up a first down with a 12-yard run by Williams on the first play of the possession, but that would be it, as they would end up punting from the St. Louis 39, actually. But then the Rams now had the ball with about a minute and a half left in the fourth. They had it on their own 6 up against their own end zone. And they would end up going 3 and out for the 5th consecutive possession. And actually the last play of the third quarter ended up being a 3-yard pass from Hill to Cook, and he was just shy of the first down. It was 3rd and 4, picked up 3. And so the punting unit would come out, but not before the end of the third. So after 3 quarters of play, the score was Arizona 9, St. Louis 3. So only 3 points scored in the third, and in the third quarter, the Rams did not get any first downs, as they went 3 and out on all their possessions, and that's how they started off the fourth quarter, was with punting the ball, aptly enough, as the Cardinals just dominated the third quarter on defense. Even though this is a game of defensive dominance on both sides, with both teams just a battle of field goals. So here with still plenty of time left in the fourth. Only 10 seconds ticked off the clock in the quarter. It would be a first down for the Cardinals on their own 28. Then on 3rd and 7 from the 31, Lindley, he found John Brown for a 14-yard reception, a first down at the 45. Then on 2nd and 9 from the 46, Taylor ran for 21 yards and the first down that brought the ball across midfield and into the St. Louis 33. Their drive would end up stalling on the 28, and out would come Chandler Catanzaro to attempt his 4th field goal of the night. This one from 46 yards out. It was up, it was good, and the score was now Arizona 12, St. Louis 3. So now the Rams took over with about 10.5 minutes left in this game, trailing by 9 points. They had it on their own 33 to begin their possession. They even ended up moving back on a pass interference call on 2nd down. That made it 2nd and 20 from the 23. Shaun Hill then hit Stedman Bailey for a 38-yard reception, a first down that brought the ball across midfield to the Arizona 39. Then on 2nd and 2 from the 31, Stedman Bailey picked up 13 yards on an end around. And that made a first down in the red zone for the Rams on the Arizona 18. Then an encroachment penalty against the defense made a 1st and 5 on the 13. Hill then went to Britt. He picked up 6 yards in the first down that made it 1st and goal on the 7. And then they wouldn't be able to get it into the end zone. They did get a 6-yard pass from Hill to Bailey on 2nd and goal that made it 3rd and goal on the 1, but they ended up going for a pass instead of a run, as the Cardinals have been shutting down their running game all game long. And on 4th and goal from the 1, out would come Greg Zuerlein to attempt a 19-yard field goal. It was up, it was good, as the Rams cut the Cardinals' lead to 6, as it was now a one-possession game with the score Arizona 12, St. Louis 6. So now the Cardinals would take over with a 6-point lead in 6 minutes on the clock in the 4th. They had the ball on their own 20. Then on 2nd and 6 from the 24, Williams picked up a first down with a 6-yard run that brought the ball to the 30. He then fumbled on first down, but was actually recovered by Arizona. So they recovered the fumble. They just close call right there, but they got the recovery. They would end up punting anyway a few moments later. And that was from their 35 after the Rams had used their first timeout. So they punted the ball, and now St. Louis had it with less than 3 minutes left to play in the 4th, trailing by 6 with the ball on their own 20. Then on 2nd and 12 from the 18, out of the no-huddle, Shaun Hill hit Kenny Britt for a 22-yard reception and the first down that brought the ball to the St. Louis 40. Still out of the no-huddle in the shotgun, Shaun Hill went to the tight end Jared Cook. He picked up 10 yards in the first down at the 50, and this game went to the 2-minute warning. So now it's first down on the 50, but they would not be able to get another first down, and they would end up faced with a 4th and 3 where they would end up turning it over with an incomplete pass. So a turnover on downs as the Arizona Cardinals defense continues their dominance in this game on the road too. But now there's still a minute 23 left in this game. The Cardinals had the ball. They're just trying to run it out. On first down, they gave it to Taylor. He picked up 2, and that was a timeout by St. Louis, their second timeout. 2nd and 8, Taylor then picked up another 2 yards. The Rams used their final timeout. And then on 3rd and 6, Williams ran for 2 yards. And now the Cardinals took a timeout. Actually, they took a timeout after 2nd down. On 3rd and 6, they ran the ball to get the clock moving, but then they took a delay of game penalty. So now after the delay of game penalty, that moved them back 5 yards, and now they would end up punting the ball. So they punted the ball to the Rams. So now the Rams would get the ball with about a half a minute on the clock, trailing by 6, needing a touchdown. 6 points to tie, 7 to win. But the punt, it ended up being a good play by the coaching staff to back it up 5 yards, because they got their punting on point. They were able to nail the Rams down on the 14. Tavon Austin didn't get anywhere on that return. He ended up actually losing a couple yards. So now the Rams would have to go 86 yards down by 6. On first down, Shaun Hill hit Cunningham for a 6-yard reception. That made it 2nd and 4 on the 20. An incomplete pass as Cook couldn't ring it in. He couldn't rail it in. He he ended up being out of bounds. He caught the ball, but one foot was out, and so it would be 3rd and 4 once again. Well, not once again, but they'd still be on the 20. Shaun Hill then went to Tavon Austin. He picked up 10 yards in the first down that brought the ball to the 30. But there was only 1 second on the clock. They actually got a false start. So now, after the penalty, it was 1st and 15 from the 25, being 75 yards to win the game. In just 1 second, one last play. And on the last play of the game, Shaun Hill throws up an ugly-looking pass, easily intercepted by Patrick Peterson. There was like 4 Cardinals right there. So it was an ugly-looking pass. But this game came to a close in apt fashion. It's fitting that the Cardinals would intercept it on the final play with the way their defense just dominated this one. In the final score, Arizona 12, St. Louis 6. And the Cardinals remain in first place in the NFC West. They're the first team to reach 11 victories in 2014 with a record now of 11-3 on the season. They're 4-3 on the road, so they're guaranteed to be at least 500 on the road this season. The Rams are 6-8 on the season. They're 3-4 at home. Their defense played an excellent game as well, but they couldn't get anything going on offense. They did put up the first points to the game and a battle of field goals, but then the Cardinals put up 4 straight scores. Of course, it was only 12 points, but 4 straight scores before the Rams would answer with that late field goal, with just 6 minutes left in the 4th. And that was all the scoring we had. Just 2 field goals for St. Louis, 4 field goals for Arizona. Well, let's look inside the numbers. Drew Stanton was 12 for 20 with 109 passing yards before being injured. Then we had his backup come in, the 3rd-string quarterback for the Cardinals, Ryan Lindley. He was 4 for 10 with 30 passing yards in this game. And for St. Louis, Shaun Hill was 20 for 39 with 229 yards passing and 1 interception. The leading rusher in this game was for the Cardinals, and that was Kerwynn Williams. He had 15 carries for 75 yards. And Stefan Taylor had 14 carries for 61 yards. The leading receiver in this game was Stedman Bailey. He had 5 receptions for 74 yards. He also had 1 carry for 13 yards as well. And the leading rusher for the Rams was Tre Mason with 13 carries for 33 yards. The leading receiver for the Cardinals was Floyd. He had 2 receptions for 55 yards. Larry Fitzgerald had 7 receptions for 30 yards. And over for the Rams, like I said, Stedman Bailey was the leading receiver in the game. Also, Kenny Britt had 5 receptions for 65 yards as well. On defense, though, that's what this game was all about. The leading tackler was actually for St. Louis, Janoris Jenkins and T.J. McDonald. Each had 8 tackles. The leading tackler for Arizona was Gerard Powers. He had 7 tackles. And the Cardinals, they had the 1 interception, the final play of the game. That was Patrick Peterson. They had 2 sacks. Frosty Rucker and Larry Foote each had a sack. The Rams only had 1 sack. That was Aaron Donald, the rookie. And so, in 2 teams that get after the quarterback and get a lot of sacks, not a lot of sacks in this game. So it was a good job by the offensive line to protect the quarterbacks from getting sacked. As you know, the Rams lately have been putting lots of sacks on the board, and the Cardinals are capable of that as well. As we see in a game that defense dominated, just all field goals in this one. In the final score, Arizona 12, St. Louis 6.